What's up, creative community? Once again, this is Lorenzo from the COACHMC studio, and this is the place where we'll help you actors, performers, entertainers to really stand out in the audition room and to shape remarkable behavior deliveries. And today we're gonna start a new series. I'm really excited about that, and it's called The Acting Alphabet. Each week we're gonna take a look at one letter out of the alphabet, and that letter represents an acting tip, a performance tip, a mindset tip, something that contains, hopefully, a valuable message for you actors, entertainers, and performers out there, so you can really, boost your performance, spice up your ingredient box, and kind of add a new instrument to your toolbox. Let's do it. And by the way, if you like mindset tips, career strategy tips, or performance tips such as this one, consider subscribing and leave a like for the algorithm and comment in the comment section down below what you thought of this. Of course, today we're gonna start with the letter A, acting. Isn't it beautiful? It's a verb. It comes from action, to act upon something, to do something. Sometimes we get into the room, we're nervous, we're frightened, we're insecure, we have a lot of doubts, uncertainties, because maybe that's our first big audition, maybe this is the first time we're working with this very famous casting director, maybe we get considered for a leading role. So there are many ingredients sometimes to our nervosity. And sometimes we forget the most essential things in the audition room. And the same thing is true if we're presenting something, right? If we have like a big board meeting, a pitch sale, whatever it is, and finally we get to a big customer, like corporate identity that we kind of value a lot, and sometimes we kind of freeze, and that's the worst thing that we can do, because acting comes from action, to put in a behavior, to act upon something, to find a gesture, a movement, something that is big or small sometimes, but that kind of emphasizes what we're saying. I don't mean to double and to translate the things that we're saying through our body. I mean to find something that fits the character, the moment, the situation, the things that we are saying, and in a subtle or sometimes even exaggerated way kind of puts a magnifying glass over our performance. And that's what acting is all about. It's called action. And sometimes when we're on set, the director gives us a direction, right? He tells us that we need to go somewhere, or to pick up something, or to kind of execute a behavior or a habit, something like a usual thing that we would do, right? Let's say you're in the middle of a conversation with our partner in the scene, we need to cut or chop onions, right? So there's always a little action involved in our scenes, even though sometimes the things that we say are very serious. But we tend to forget that the words themselves, they are the content, but the context is our action, is what we kind of create around. If I say things that are truly important to my partner and I just stand there and just look at her all the time, it gets creepy over time, right? It stagnates, it doesn't really do anything. And I can do only so much through my eyes and through my stillness. And granted, there are some great actors out there, let's say Michael Caine, he's the king of stillness, or even Ryan Gosling, right? A very interesting actor that doesn't move a lot and doesn't do many things during his takes, that is very still and very focused. But even those actors that are masters of the stillness, of the non-movement, let's say, even those actors, they find little gestures, little things on how to accentuate what they're saying. They're not just saying things, right, straight into the camera or to the other character in the scene. They find movements, they find a behavioral component that kind of manifests through that physical behavior that makes sense in the context of the scene. The behavior gives context to our words, to our content. It's not just about releasing words. It's about finding the right tune, the right mechanism to bring those words to action. That's why it's called acting. It's a verb. And this is why we're starting this wonderful new series with this letter A, right? Because we need to do something when we're on stage, when we're auditioning, when we are reading, right? We need to find something that kind of expresses what the character is truly thinking, what his subtext is, because the body definitely can add to the subtext. It's not just what we're thinking, because otherwise we're just in our head, we're just here. And granted, Richard Burton once famously declared that acting is happening in between the eyes and the mouth. Yes, most of the work is done here, but here we find the support. Here we find the spinal cord to that body. We find the skeleton that kind of propels forward. Otherwise, we're just a mere reflection of words, and that is over time just boring and mediocre to watch. So whenever we are talking about performing, we're talking about action. Action creates a reaction. That reaction counterwise creates a reaction in our system, and then we have a chain reaction. Then we have a scene. Then we we have something that unfolds, that is beautiful to watch, that is full of life, and it kind of is consistent with the directions, with the story breakdown, with what the character description looks like. So when the director is telling you chop onions or drink water or iron your shirt while you're having this very dramatic monologue, find something that makes this behavior yours. How would you iron? How would you drink? How would you chop the onions, right? Very banal examples, but just to kind of exemplify what I mean by that. It's just the way on how we present ourselves and how we create an ever richer picture to really impact our audience, to impact the lens, and to impact our casting director. And this is the end of our first alphabet acting letter series that we're launching today. What you thought of this? What is your meaning of acting and action? Place in the comment section down below. What do you like to see with the next letter, which is the letter B? What is it that you'd love to discuss? Let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure to subscribe. And if you're looking for a new tool for your toolbox, a new spice, a new flavor for your ingredients to cook a beautiful performing dish, if you're looking for something that kind of propels you forward, you know, delivers even more traction to your performance, to your speech, to your communicational game, then jump to the COACHMC.studio, shoot me an email. Maybe we can set up a free trial class of 30 minutes and, you know, find out if we're a great match for each other, and then we can start a new adventure. See you there with the next video. COACHMC is out, and now you're ready to perform.